Chapter 351 What are you doing? This is my word. My lord. Are we going to chase that Laolu now? When Zhan walked out of the space crack, he also looked at Yifeng and asked. No hurry. Yifeng did not choose to chase immediately, but continued to say to the system, System, consume a chance to spy on the secrets of heaven, check where that Hong Laolu will go, whether he is going to sell books again, and who he will sell them to. As Yifeng's voice fell, a strange message emerged from his mind. Interesting. This old guy is actually going to sell books. Is he trying to find back his lost happiness? After knowing some of the situation in advance, Yifeng also revealed a smile and said directly to Zhan beside him, Let's go to Shiguan City first. I have to make some preparations for him first. A moment later, when Yifeng was sent directly to Shiguan City by Zhan, he also checked the products of today's waste. After all, it would take at least 3 hours for Hong Laolu to arrive. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the random task, reward 500,000 spendthrift points, reward ascension pill *1. Just when Yifeng was about to check the spendthrift products of the day, the system's reward prompt sound suddenly rang from his mind. Another ascension pill has arrived. Now I have 17 ascension pills, which is just enough to break through to the 9th peak of the earthly immortal realm. But I have to find a witness, let's just say Hong Laolu. At this time, Yifeng also directly determined the candidate for the witness. Chu. What's going on? I have lived happily alone for thousands of years. Which little cutie who was deceived by me is thinking about me? At this time, Hong Laolu, who was rushing towards Shiguan City quickly, also smiled and muttered to himself. On the other side, Yifeng also directly checked the spendthrift products of the day. Today's prodigal product, Enlightenment Sword Stone containing 7 realms Sword Law *1000. It's actually a sword stone, and it's a sword stone containing the 7 realms Sword Law. How do I play with this thing? After checking today's prodigal product, Yifeng also showed a touch of surprise, and then lowered his head to think. System. Is this sword stone solid? After thinking for a moment, Yifeng also asked the system directly. Ding. Remind the host that the Sword Enlightening Stone is just a special fairy ore that can be imprinted with a powerful artistic conception, but it is not very hard. Even with the host's current strength, a full-strength punch is enough to break it. After hearing the system's explanation, Yifeng's eyes lit up. If even the immortal cultivators can easily break it, then these Sword Enlightening Stones can be easily solved. But now I have to find those 3 people first. Looking at the small map given by the system, Yifeng also walked directly to the 3 small red dots on the map. 3 hours later. After half a month, I'm going to find happiness in Shiguan City again. I want to find all the happiness lost in Yuanling City here. Thinking of this, Hong Laolu also looked for suitable candidates on the street with an excited look. Soon, Hong Laolu stared at a little cutie in the crowd, and then took out an unnamed fairy book and walked towards the other party. My friend. I see that you have amazing bones, and you are a rare Taoist who can only be seen in 1,000 years. However, before Hong Laolu could finish his words, the little fat man in front of him, who had the 2nd level of cultivation in the human fairyland, suddenly showed excitement and interrupted directly, I buy it. You buy it? I haven't finished talking yet, and you want to buy it? Hearing the little fat man's words, Hong Laolu was completely stunned. This was different from his previous experience of cheating. Give it to you. This is 10,000 low-grade immortal stones. I'll take this nameless immortal book. Seeing that Hong Laolu didn't say anything for a long time, the little fat man got anxious. After stuffing the immortal ring containing 10,000 low-grade immortal stones into the other party's hand, he directly snatched the nameless immortal book from the other party. What's going on? I haven't said I'm selling it yet. Is this a robbery? Looking at the immortal ring in his hand, and then looking at the little fat man who had run away, Hong Laolu was completely dumbfounded. The nameless immortal book has been sold. The other party was also cheated of 10,000 low-grade immortal stones. Although the process is a little different from the past, the result is the same, but why can't I feel a little happy, and happiness is lost again? At this moment, Hong Laolu suddenly thought of something, and then looked around. No. I didn't find Yifeng, and he couldn't possibly be here. But how did that little fat guy know that I was going to sell the nameless immortal book, and he also prepared 10,000 low-grade immortal stones in advance? Faced with this strange situation, even though Hong Laolu was a peak 9th level immortal god, he inexplicably felt a little uneasy at this moment. Why don't we just find someone to try? After thinking for a moment, Hong Laolu looked at the crowd on the street again. You. Soon, Hong Laolu set his sights on a female cultivator in the 3rd level of the human immortal realm. My friend. I'll look at your bones. However, before Hong Laolu finished speaking, the female monk suddenly showed a hint of excitement. After giving Hong Laolu a fairy ring, she directly snatched the nameless fairy book from his hand. Stunned. After watching the female monk who snatched the nameless fairy book disappear in the crowd, Hong Laolu was stunned again. What are you going to do? I want to sell books. I want to cheat. I want to enjoy the fun of it. After recovering from his shock, Hong Laolu almost cried. He had been cheating for thousands of years, and he had never encountered such a situation. Moreover, he always had a strange feeling now, as if a pair of invisible big hands were controlling everything about him, and this feeling made him extremely uneasy. Try it one last time. However, this time I won't attack the little monks in the human fairyland again. After thinking for a moment, Hong Laolu was ready to try again, and even this time he changed his previous cheating targets. Soon, Hong Laolu set his sights on a pill shop and thought to himself, although it is impossible to succeed, if I attack a pill shop owner, this kind of weird situation will definitely not happen again. Qingfeng Pill Shop. Old Senior. Look at me, I'm a rare talent in cultivation, and you just happen to have an unknown immortal book in your hand. Do you want to ask me if I'm interested? However, when Hong Laolu entered the shop and hadn't started to speak, the shop owner spoke first, then stuffed a fairy ring into Hong Laolu's hand, and took away the unknown immortal book from his hand. What are you doing? These are my words. Now I don't even have a chance to say anything? Looking at the fairy ring in his hand, and then looking at the shop owner who casually threw the unknown immortal book into the corner of the shop and went to greet the customers, Hong Laolu was going crazy, and at the same time, an inexplicable fear began to permeate his heart. Chapter 352 Blindfolded and smashed a big stone. Is this something that a person can think of? Old Senior. Do you have a lot of doubts in your heart at this time? Then go to Yuyang Xiandao Hall. When you get there, you will understand everything. At this time, the shop owner who was greeting customers suddenly thought of something and reminded Hong Laolu who was standing at the door. Yuyang Xiandao Hall? Go to the damn Yuyang Xiandao Hall. Although I have a lot of doubts, isn't it good to live well with doubts? Hearing the shop owner's reminder, Hong Laolu was not prepared to go to Yuyang Xiandao Hall to solve the doubts, but wanted to escape from this terrifying place as soon as possible. However, when Hong Laolu just walked out of the pill shop, he was blocked by the fat monk and the female monk waiting outside. Old Senior. Are you thinking about escaping Shiguan City as soon as possible? Give up that idea. If you don't go to Yuyang Xiandao Hall, you will die. Seeing Hong Laolu coming out, the little fat man also reminded him directly. Damn. I haven't done anything harmful to the world on weekdays. Isn't it just to trick a few little cuties when you have nothing to do? Do you want to do this to me? Hearing what the little fat man said, Hong Laolu's mentality completely collapsed. He never thought that he would be targeted by such a terrifying strong man. After a while, standing in front of the door of Yuyang Xiandao Hall, Hong Laolu also took a deep breath, and then walked directly inside with a panicked look. Hong Laolu, right? That person is waiting for you at the number 1 Immortal Dojo. Before you go in, he asked you to wear this black bandage. Once you go in, you can't use your spiritual sense. You can only take off the bandage after you smash 1,000 rocking stones. Remember, you can only use your immortal power when attacking rocking stones, and you must suppress your own strength to the peak of the first level of the human immortal realm. When Hong Laolu entered the Yuyang Immortal Dojo, a staff member also stepped forward and handed a black bandage to him. Who is he? What does he want to do? Hearing the staff's reminder and looking at the black bandage in his hand, Hong Laolu was really numb at this time. Number 1 Immortal Dojo. Finally here. Looking at Hong Laolu who walked in from the door, Yifeng couldn't help but look at the 1,000 sword enlightenment stones hanging and swinging by special ropes. It can be said that these swinging 1,000 sword enlightenment stones have completely covered the entire Immortal Dojo. I want to see how the reaction ability of the peak powerhouse of the 9th level of the Immortal God realm is without divine consciousness. These 1,000 sword enlightenment stones are the best props for testing. Looking at Hong Laolu, who was about to enter the swinging stone area, Yifeng also showed a hint of expectation. Huh. 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 At this time, Hong Laolu, who was blinded by black bandages, heard the whirring sound coming from the front, and a look of collapse appeared on his face. He thought to himself, just swinging makes such a loud sound, how big is this stone? It's coming from the right. Walking into the swinging stone area, hearing the sound coming from the right, Hong Laolu's right fist also condensed the immortal power of the first level of the human fairyland, and hit it out very decisively. Bang! Bang! With 2 muffled sounds, a piece of sword enlightenment stone was shattered, but the second sword enlightenment stone behind it, which was 2 meters high, knocked Hong Laolu to the ground. Fuck! This big guy is crazy. Blindfolded and breaking rocks, is this something a human can think of? Feeling the pain from his right arm, Hong Laolu was going crazy. He had only broken 1 rock, and there were still 999 rocks to go. He couldn't even guarantee whether he would break the 1,000 rocking rocks first, or the 1,000 rocking rocks would destroy his body first. That's it? The 9th level peak powerhouse in the Immortal God realm, without the help of divine consciousness, has such a low reaction ability? Looking at Hong Laolu, who was knocked to the ground, Yifeng showed a hint of disappointment. He didn't believe that there would be no place to shield divine consciousness in the many special dangerous places in the upper realm or in the battlefield of heaven in the upper realm. This Laolu can bring me a lot of fun, and he is also very powerful. I will definitely bring him back to the Holy Land in the future. It seems that I will have to give him more training in this area in the future. Seeing Hong Laolu getting up and being knocked to the ground by 2 sword enlightenment stones again, Yifeng also made a decision, and secretly thought, Old Hong, although I am suffering a little now, I am doing this for your own good. After a moment. I am going crazy. These rocking stones are swinging irregularly. 2 come from the front, 1 comes from the back, and 1 comes from the front, back, left, and right. Who can stand this? Hong Laolu, who had been knocked over countless times, was really going crazy. For thousands of years, whether it was cultivation or getting opportunities in the battlefield of the heavenly Tao, he had always been smooth sailing. When had he ever suffered such grievances? He really never dreamed that one day, he would be taught a lesson by a bunch of rocking stones that were everywhere. I don't know how long it took. The 999th piece. The 1,000th piece. When Hong Laolu smashed the last rocking stone with a swollen nose and a sore body, he was so tired that he collapsed to the ground. Huh. After taking a deep breath, Hong Laolu also took off the black bandage, and then looked forward with a trace of uneasiness. Hong Lao. Surprised or not, Seeing Hong Laolu looking up at him, Yifeng also smiled and spoke first. Yifeng. After seeing that the person standing in front of him was actually Yifeng, Hong Laolu also cried out in surprise with a changed expression. He had never thought that this terrifying and powerful man who made him so uneasy would actually be Yifeng. After a moment. Because I didn't bring you with me, you came to Shiguan City first and set up a swaying stone formation for me? And you said it was for my own good, to train my reaction ability? After hearing what Yifeng said, Hong Laolu wanted to slap him to death. He really wanted to ask Yifeng, am I Laolu or are you Laolu? My body is almost broken, and you said it was for my own good? Yifeng. I don't understand a few things. How can you, a small cultivator of the first level of the fairyland, get to Shiguan City, before me? Also, how do you know I will go to find those 3 people? After calming down, Hong Laolu asked Yifeng with a puzzled look. Because I have a powerful protector around me. Whether it's to hurry up or to peek into your future, it's an extremely simple thing. Hearing Hong Laolu's question, Yifeng also smiled and explained. I can understand hurrying up. But is peeking into my future also a simple thing? Hearing Yifeng's words, Hong Laolu wanted to ask him again, do you have any misunderstanding about the word simple? What should I do? I didn't expect that this kid is not only rich, but also has such a terrifying protector around him. The most important thing is that he seems to be targeting me now. At this time, Hong Laolu also leaned sideways and lowered his head to think. Huh? Fuck. Sword Enlightenment Stone, containing the 7 realms sword law. Just as Hong Laolu was thinking with his head down, he happened to see the broken half of the Sword Enlightening Stone under his feet. When he released his spiritual sense and sensed the terrifying sword intent contained in it, he looked at all the broken swinging stones in the entire Xiandao field with a shocked look. Chapter 353 Young Master Yi, I want to spar with your protector. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could anyone use such an expensive sword enlightening stone as a swinging stone? When Hong Laolu saw the countless pieces of sword enlightening stones scattered throughout the Xiandao field, he didn't believe that all the sword enlightening stones were sword enlightening stones containing the 7 realms sword law. No. I have to give it a try. Thinking of this, Hong Laolu directly released a powerful spiritual sense to cover all the broken sword enlightening stones. Boom. 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 Soon, countless broken sword enlightening stones began to emerge with incomplete and powerful sword intent. What shocked Hong Laolu was that not only were these sword enlightening stones all containing the 7 realms sword law, but each one contained a different sword intent, and he even found the yellow spring sword intent that he practiced among them. Crazy! Hong Laolu was going crazy at this moment. Thinking that he had destroyed 1,000 such precious sword enlightening stones with his own hands, and even one of them was the yellow spring sword intent sword enlightening stone that he had been looking for, he now wished that he could chop off his sinful hands. Hong Lao. These sword enlightenment stones are indeed a bit rubbish, but don't worry, next time I will definitely get a batch of sword enlightenment stones containing the 10 realms sword law for you to use as swing stones to train your reaction ability. Seeing that Hong Laolu was staring at the broken sword enlightenment stones in the entire Xiandao field and fell into deep thought, Yifeng also laughed and said, the 7th realm sword enlightenment stone is not enough, and I have to get the 10th realm? And I have to use it as a swing stone to train my reaction ability? I am a powerful Xiandoist, I have a divine consciousness, but I don't use it. Why do I always train my reaction ability? Hearing Yifeng's words, Hong Laolu's mentality collapsed, and he complained wildly in his heart, I just want to bring you into the industry to enjoy the joy of cheating, but you always want to train my reaction ability, you are a devil. Hong Lao. Next, let's talk about business. Today, you and I are like old friends, so I want to take you back to the Holy Land and let you become a disciple of my Xinghuan Peak. At this time, Yifeng also looked at Hong Laolu and continued to speak seriously. God, like old friends? You first destroyed my happiness, and now you use this extremely precious rocking stone to torture me. You call this like old friends? Looking at Yifeng's serious look, Hong Laolu understood one thing, that is, no matter how terrifying the forces behind Yifeng are, he must not go, otherwise, I am afraid that he will die on the rocking stone sooner or later. Young Master Yi. You think highly of me, Laolu, and that's my blessing, but I'm used to being free, I'm afraid. Before Hong Laolu finished speaking, Yifeng interrupted directly and said, as long as you go back to the Holy Land with me, I will be responsible for providing you with the Huangquan Sword Intention Enlightenment Sword Stone containing the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th realms. Hearing this, Hong Laolu's face also showed a trace of entanglement, but thinking that he would be tortured by the swing stone in the future, and maybe even be killed by the swing stone one day, he also gritted his teeth and refused directly, Young Master Yi, I still can't go back to the Holy Land with you, I still like a free life. Huh? Hearing the answer given by Hong Laolu, Yifeng was also stunned. The way to spend money that has been tried and tested has failed? System, use the last spy function today to check what cultivation resources this Hong Laolu lacks the most. After recovering from his shock, Yifeng also smiled with his mouth corners raised. If the other party refuses, it can only be said that he has not given enough. Ding. Remind the host, what Hong Laolu lacks most is the Yellow Springs Bianhua needed to practice the magical power Yellow Spring Road. That magical power is his greatest reliance for surviving the Heavenly Dao Thunder Tribulation. The reason why he has not faced the first Heavenly Dao Thunder Tribulation is precisely because of the lack of Yellow Springs Bianhua, and thus cannot continue to practice and improve his magical power. Soon, the system's reminder sounded in Yifeng's mind. Young Master Yi. If there is nothing else, can I leave first? At this time, seeing the mysterious smile on Yifeng's face, Hong Laolu inexplicably felt a little uneasy, so he simply asked directly. He just wanted to stay away from Yifeng, the devil. Hey! It seems that we are not destined to be together. In that case, then you should leave, old Hong. After saying that, watching Hong Laolu walking towards the gate of the Immortal Dojo with excitement, when the other party was about to step out of the door, Yifeng suddenly said, it just so happens that I have some Huangquan Bianhua in my hand. Anyway, it's useless to keep it, so I might as well take it back to feed the dog. Hearing Yifeng's words, Hong Laolu's right foot, which was about to step out of the door, also stopped directly in midair. Devil. This guy is simply a devil. Either don't attack, or attack directly to the vital point, who can resist this? Although Huangquan Bianhua is extremely rare, Yifeng is a prodigal who plays with 1,007 realm enlightenment stones as swing stones. He doesn't believe others who say he has it, but when Yifeng says he has it, it's hard for him not to believe it. As for taking it back to feed the dog, Hong Laolu doesn't believe it, because Huangquan Bianhua is much more precious than the 7-realm enlightenment stone. Even if he is a prodigal, he can't be so crazy. Huh. Hong Lao, you left, why are you back? Looking at Hong Laolu, who came back, Yifeng also pretended to be puzzled and asked. Young Master Yi. It was me, Old Six, who was a little ungrateful just now. After thousands of years of freedom, I feel it's time to change my way of life. Old Six Hong explained with embarrassment. A moment later. Young Master Yi. You said you are the Grand Elder of the Star Soul Holy Land? You said the Holy Lord of our Holy Land has a terrifying cultivation of the first level of the human immortal realm? You said that if the Holy Land does not count the immortal beasts, the strongest Grand Elder has the powerful strength of the 7th level of the immortal Emperor realm? At this time, after listening to Yifeng's talk about the Star Soul Holy Land, Old Six Hong couldn't believe his ears. Where is the terrifying force he promised? Young Master Yi. I want to exchange ideas with your protector. Is it convenient? Old Six Hong felt that the Star Soul Holy Land was definitely not the real force behind Yifeng, so he wanted to find out some information from the protector around Yifeng. After all, he has lived freely for thousands of years, and now he is ready to join a force, so at least he has to know some of the real situation of this force. However, Yifeng frowned when he heard this and said, Old Hong, do you really want to learn from the protector, beside me? Yes. I just don't know if it's convenient. Hearing Yifeng's question, Old Hong also gave a positive answer. It's convenient. But the protector who sent me here played too bloody. How about you come back to the Holy Land with me, and I'll let the protector who helps me guard the hut in the Holy Land have a fight with you. Thinking of the one-armed madman's hobby of slicing meat, Yifeng felt that it might be better to let Yi Xiaojiao take action. Chapter 354 You are devils, 3 of you against me? What? Your protector is guarding the hut? Hearing Yifeng's words, Hong Laolu couldn't help laughing, and said, Young Master Yi, we are immortals, why do we need things like huts? Moreover, why do we need someone to guard a broken hut? Could it be that your broken hut is made of the Tongtian monument? Huh? Damn it. Don't look surprised. I just said it casually, how can this be true? Seeing Yifeng looking at him with a surprised look, Hong Laolu was completely dumbfounded. Mr. Hong, how did you know? My magical hut is indeed made of Tongtian tablets, and it is made of 100,000 golden Tongtian tablets, containing different magical powers. Since Hong Laolu guessed it, Yifeng also directly introduced his magical hut. Hiss. Hearing Yifeng's words, even though Hong Laolu is a peak 9th level powerhouse in the immortal god realm, he couldn't help but take a breath of cold air at this time. 100,000 top-level golden Tongtian tablets containing different magical powers. Looking at any overlord-level force in the upper realm, I'm afraid that they are not as arrogant as this. Young Master Yi. Then when I return to Xinghuan Peak, if there is a magical power like the Yellow Spring Road inside, can I comprehend it? At this time, Hong Laolu suddenly thought of something and looked directly at Yifeng and asked, his eyes full of expectation. What? Do you want to destroy my magical power hut? My magical power hut can only be used for squatting, not for comprehending. Your idea is very dangerous. Having said that, Yifeng walked directly towards the gate of the immortal Dao field to be on the safe side, and continued, You should still spar with me, the protector of the way. If you dare to secretly comprehend in the magical power hut when you return to the Holy Land in the future, I will let him spar with you every day. Looking at Yifeng leaving the immortal Dao field, Hong Laolu was completely stunned, because he didn't understand what Yifeng meant by this. Boom. At this moment, a suffocating pressure instantly enveloped the entire immortal Dao field. Then, a cold man holding a blood-red rapier walked out of the space crack. Fuck. Is this the protector beside Master Yi? I actually want to spar with this kind of person? Looking at the one-armed swordsman across from him who was full of mania, bloodthirstiness, and madness, Hong Laolu was almost scared to death. He just wanted to understand some of the real forces behind Yifeng, not to ask for abuse. Boom. At this moment, another suffocating pressure descended on the entire Xiandao field, then, a little girl eating a lollipop also walked out of the space crack. Fuck. One is not enough, another one? Looking at the little girl opposite, although the other party looks extremely cute, Hong Laolu knows that the other party is definitely a big terror. Xiaotang, what are you doing out here? Looking at Yi Xiaotang on the side, Yi Xiaojian also frowned and asked. Leave the sparring with him to me, you can go back. Those 3 bastards are crazy again today, chasing me and beating me, so I came out to hide. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's question, Yi Xiaotang also explained directly. Return your ass. Do you think they didn't attack me today? I want to take this opportunity to hide outside for a while. Hearing Yi Xiaotong's words, Yi Xiaojian also thought of those three guys, and then a trace of fear appeared in his eyes, and he directly rejected Yi Xiaotong's proposal. Then I don't care. Anyway, I'm not going back. Why don't we fight him together? After all, he's too strong. I don't think you can be his opponent. At this time, Yi Xiaotang also proposed an idea again. You two are devils. You are not my opponent, now I can't move just by the pressure of the breath. Any one of you two can beat me, but you still want to join forces? Hearing the conversation between the two, Hong Laolu was going crazy. If he couldn't move his body, he would have wanted to kneel down and admit defeat. Hey! You two guys ran very fast. Do you think you can be fine if you hide outside? Just when Hong Laolu was about to collapse, Yi Xiaohe also walked out of the space crack. Fuck. Another one came out. Are you taking me too seriously? Don't let anyone come out again, close the damn space crack quickly, I'm really scared to pee. Seeing another middle-aged man in black clothes coming out of the space crack, Hong Laolu's mentality completely collapsed. He didn't even dare to look at the space crack again, for fear that another one would come out of it. What? The strong man on the opposite side is so terrifying that even if you two join forces, you may not be his opponent? In that case, let's join forces. It's not easy to get out, and now there is such a fun thing. Yi Xiaohe is also ready to play with the two of them outside for a while. Old man. Don't say that the three of us bully you, now I give you two choices. One is that you fight the three of us alone. One is that the three of us will gang up on you, choose one. After making the decision, Yi Xiaohe also shouted to Hong Laolu with a serious face. Do I need to choose? There are two choices, but is there any difference between the two choices? Hearing what Yi Xiaohe said, Hong Laolu was almost crying. He really wanted to shout to the three people, don't you bully me like this. Huh. After recovering from his shock, Hong Laolu also took a deep breath. He knew that he was doomed today. Holding the last glimmer of hope, he said to the three people, do you dare to form a team with me, and then we will have a fair duel. Don't you want to play? Then I will play with you, I just hope that if you are happy, you can torture me less. At this time, Hong Laolu also had his own idea in his heart. Hey! Hearing what Hong Laolu said, the three of them also revealed a touch of surprise. After looking at each other, Yi Xiaohe also walked directly to Hong Laolu's side and said, okay, then I will form a team with you, let's have a good fight. Boom. When Yi Xiaojian and Yi Xiaotang withdrew the terrifying pressure on Hong Laolu also released a weak breath of the ninth peak of the immortal god realm, and then took out his Huangquan ghost sword from the immortal ring. Just when Hong Laolu was ready to accompany the three big guys with all his strength, a sword light suddenly flashed from behind him. Feeling a trace of pain from his back, Hong Laolu turned his head with an unbelievable look and looked at Yi Xiaohe holding a long sword and asked, Sir, our opponents are the two of them, why did you cut me with a sword? Chapter 355 I may not be a human, but they are really dogs. Hearing Hong Laolu's question, Yi Xiaohe holding a long sword suddenly turned his back and said in a low voice, Sorry, I'm an undercover. Undercover? Facing an ant like me, you still play undercover? You guys are so good at playing, does Yi Xiao know? Looking at Yi Xiaohe, who was pretending to be deep with his back to him, Hong Laolu was about to explode. If his strength did not allow it, he really wanted to give the other party a few swords. At this moment, Hong Laolu suddenly found that the three people had formed a triangle to surround him. For some reason, at this moment, he inexplicably felt a little uneasy. Outside the immortal Dao field. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing today's waste product. Reward 1000 waste points. Reward Huangquan Bianhua *100, 000. When Yifeng walked out of the immortal Dao field, the system's reward prompt sound also rang in his mind. Huh. I was thinking of using the prodigal to open the fairy grass jar to get some yellow springs and other shore flowers, but I didn't expect to be rewarded with 100,000 plants directly. I just don't know if these are enough for Hong Laolu. After checking the special rewards, Yifeng couldn't help but look at the number 1 immortal Dao field behind him, and then muttered to himself, I don't know how Hong Laolu and Yi Shaojian sparred. After a long time. Huh? Hong Lao, didn't Yi Shaojian spar with you? Why don't you have any injuries on your body? When Yifeng saw Hong Laolu walking out of the number 1 immortal Dao field unscathed, he also showed a puzzled look and asked. No sparring? No injuries at all? I'm almost being played to death by them. Hearing Yifeng's words, Hong Laolu hurriedly walked to Yifeng and cried, Young Master Yi, I may not be a human, but they are really dogs. After torturing me all over, they healed all my injuries and even forced me to change into a new set of clothes before coming out. They just want to cover up their atrocities. Oh. Hearing Hong Laolu's cry, Yifeng also said oh casually, and then wondered, obviously there is only Yi Shaojian, why would Hong Lao say them, is he hallucinating because of the blow? I'm so miserable, and you're the only one? Looking at Yifeng, who didn't care, Hong Laolu was completely dumbfounded. Let's go. Come in with me. At this moment, Yifeng's voice suddenly rang from the side. Crap. Why do you want to enter this number 1 immortal dojo again? I have a psychological shadow on it now. Seeing Yifeng walk into the number 1 immortal dojo again, Hong Laolu couldn't help but think of the rocking stone and the 3 demons. A moment later. Hong Lao. How long did it take you to cultivate from the peak of the 1st level of the human immortal realm to the peak of the 9th level of the earth immortal realm? Seeing Hong Laolu walk in reluctantly, Yifeng asked directly. Hearing this, Hong Laolu was also stunned. He didn't expect that Yifeng called him in this time to ask about cultivation. Young Master Yi, don't blame me. You were the one who brought up this topic, so I'm going to show off. Thinking of this, Hong Laolu also revealed a smug look and said, Young Master Yi, my situation may be different from other immortals. I'm afraid that telling you this question will be a blow to you. Oh. Seeing Hong Laolu's confident look, Yifeng also said curiously, It's okay, I'm not afraid of being hit, just tell me how long it took. 3 months. It only took me 3 short months to cultivate from the peak of the 1st level of the human immortal realm to the peak of the 9th level of the earth immortal realm. At this time, Hong Laolu also raised 3 fingers with a proud look on his face and directly said the time he took. It can be said that in terms of cultivation, he definitely has the capital to show off, whether it was his comprehension or his own opportunities, he felt that he was a well-deserved child of destiny. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him, a casual cultivator, to cultivate to the peak of the 9th level of the immortal god realm in a few thousand years. 3 months? It took that long? However, when he heard that Hong Laolu had actually used 3 months, Yifeng muttered to himself in disappointment. 3 months is still considered a long time? It would take at least 3 to 5 years for a normal immortal to break through from the peak of the 1st level of the human immortal realm to the peak of the 9th level of the earth immortal realm? Thinking that Yifeng might not understand this situation, Hong Laolu also looked at Yifeng and explained, Young Master Yi, being able to break through to the peak of the 9th level of the earth immortal realm in 3 months is definitely. Boom. Before Hong Laolu finished speaking, a breath of breakthrough burst out from Yifeng's body. 2nd level of the human immortal realm. 3rd level of the human immortal realm. 4th level of the human immortal realm. As the breath of breakthrough continued to burst out from Yifeng's body, Hong Laolu, who was standing by, was completely dumbfounded. After a moment. Awesome. This thump-thump feeling is so damn awesome. After breaking through to the ninth peak of the earthly immortal realm, Yifeng also revealed a look of enjoyment. This thump-thump feeling was something he missed so much. However, if he wanted this kind of thump-thump, he needed to eat all the immortal ascension pills in advance, which made Yifeng feel a little troublesome. It would be better to directly consume the spendthump points. On the other side. Ruin my joy of cheating. Torture me with a bunch of rocking stones. I wanted to spar with a protector, but ended up finding 3 to bully me. Now they're hitting me hard on my proud cultivation achievements. Thinking of everything he had experienced that day, Hong Laolu cried. He shed tears of regret. He hated why he had to attack Yifeng in Yuanling City, and even wanted to get him into the business. If he could be given a chance to start over, he would definitely stay away from Yifeng and cherish his life. It's almost evening, let's go back to the Holy Land first. As he said that, Yifeng also looked at Hong Laolu. Huh? Hong Lao, why are you crying? Yifeng was also shocked when he saw Hong Laolu with tears on his face. Young Master Yi. These are tears of excitement. I've lived for thousands of years, and now I finally have a home. I'm so excited. Hearing Yifeng's question, Hong Laolu also explained with tears in his eyes. After a long time. When Hong Laolu brought Yifeng to the entrance of the Xinghuan Holy Land and looked at the maze array set up by the magic spirit illusion stone, he was completely stunned. The sword enlightenment stone containing the 7 realms is used as a swing stone to train reaction ability. The magical hut built with 100,000 top-grade golden Tong Tian tablets containing different magical powers is used for squatting. The magic spirit illusion stone that can ignore divine consciousness is built into a maze formation to resist foreign enemies? Is this the way of thinking of a prodigal son? At this time, Hong Laolu was really shocked by Yifeng's crazy prodigal behavior. Chapter 356, When you first enter the Holy Land, you will be with dogs. Young Master Yi, you are back. At this time Elder Yu Gui also ran out of the maze formation. He was ready to take Yifeng through the maze formation himself. Huh? Young Master Yi, who is this? When he came to Yifeng, Elder Yu Gui also looked at Hong Laolu with curiosity and asked. Elder Yu Gui. This is the disciple of Xinghuan Peak that I brought back from outside. He has the strength of the 9th peak of the immortal god realm. You can call him Laolu. Hearing Elder Yu Gui's inquiry, Yifeng also smiled and introduced Hong Laolu's situation. At this time, Hong Laolu also showed a hint of pride. After all, in this small Xinghuan Holy Land, the most powerful Grand Elder only has the 7th level of Immortal Emperor Realm cultivation. A new disciple of Xinghuan Peak? I thought he was captured for fun. Since I took control of the maze formation, I have never killed a powerful Immortal God Realm expert. However, after Elder Yu Gui knew Hong Laolu's identity, a hint of disappointment appeared in his eyes. Caught for fun, don't you have any idea of your own strength? Are you still thinking of killing a powerful immortal? Hearing this, Hong Laolu felt that the Jade Ghost Elder in front of him might have some problems with his brain, otherwise how could he say such ridiculous words? Inside the maze array. Damn. It's not that he has a problem with his brain, it's that I have a problem with my understanding. What kind of formation is this? Watching the sword energy that shook the space passing by him, Hong Laolu felt that every sword energy could easily wipe him out. Huh. After walking out of the maze array, Hong Laolu breathed a sigh of relief, and at this time his back was already soaked with cold sweat. A moment later. Xinghuan Peak, Xinghuan Hall. Laolu just came to our Xinghuan Peak. If I have something to go out, you can't bully him. Did you hear it? After Yifeng introduced Hong Laolu's situation, he also looked at Yi Xiaojiao, Tu Meng, Xiao Huanggo, and Bloodthirsty Mantis and reminded them. Don't worry, my lord. I will definitely not bully Laolu. If there is nothing else, I will continue to guard the Shintong hut. After saying that, Yi Xiaojiao took the lead in leaving the Xinghuan hall, but in his heart he thought excitedly, great, there is one more person to play with me. Young Master Yi, if there is nothing else, I will go back first. Under the careful guidance of Master Xiaojiao, I am now full of enthusiasm for cultivation. After saying that, Tu Meng also left Xinghuan hall directly, and at the same time, he was excited in his heart. Who cares if you are Lao Lu or Lao Ba, we are all newcomers, why am I the only one being bullied? If I don't drag you into the trap, I am not Tu Meng. Lao Lu, how many Huangquan Bianhua do you need to practice the magical power? Huangquan Road. After the two left, Yi Feng also looked at Hong Lao Lu and asked. Young Master Yi. Huangquan Bianhua is a special kind of fairy grass that can be taken directly. After taking it for a period of time, you can not only practice Huangquan-type magical powers, but also comprehend new Huangquan-type magical powers. But during that period of time, no one dares to guarantee that the Huangquan-type magical powers you practice can be improved or comprehended. It all requires opportunities, so there is no way to say a number. The more the better. Moreover, the more Huangquan Bianhua you take at one time, the better the effect of practicing or comprehending Huangquan-type magical powers in the following period of time. Hearing Yi Feng's inquiry, Hong Laolu also briefly explained some of the conditions of Huangquan Bianhua. Is 10,000 plants enough? After knowing these conditions, Yi Feng planned to give Hong Laolu 10,000 plants first, and the remaining 90,000 plants to the little yellow dog, and then see if the little yellow dog can comprehend some Huangquan-type magical powers. What? 10,000 plants. Hearing this, Hong Laolu was really frightened. It is no exaggeration to say that for thousands of years, he has obtained only about 10,000 Yellow Springs Bianhua in the Tiandao battlefield with his own chance against the sky. What is importance? This is importance. I didn't expect that Master Yi would give me 10,000 Yellow Springs Bianhua right away. It seems that I am still very important in Master Yi's heart. At this time, Hong Laolu was also secretly proud. Dog. Don't eat and sleep all day long. Here are 90,000 Yellow Springs Bianhua. You have to eat as much as you can. You have to eat until you vomit. You must comprehend a yellow spring-like magical power for me. If these are not enough, I will get you some more. Just when Hong Laolu was secretly proud, Yi Feng's voice sounded on the side. What? 90,000 Yellow Springs Bianhua are going to be used to feed the dog? After hearing this, Hong Laolu also looked at Yi Feng fiercely, and then hurriedly persuaded him, Young Master Yi, no, if there is no Yellow Springs artistic conception, even with the help of Yellow Springs Bianhua, it is difficult to comprehend the Yellow Springs-like magical powers. It is a waste to give it to this dog. Boom. At this moment, a yellow spring sword intent of the sword heart realm burst out from the body of the little yellow dog, and then the little yellow dog directly cursed at Hong Laolu. You, Laolu, who are you talking about wasting? I am a male dog who wants to become the #1 sword dog in the heavens and the worlds. How dare you look down on me? Stupid, feeling the Huangquan sword intent released from the little yellow dog, Hong Laolu was completely dumbfounded. A fairy dog actually possesses the Huangquan sword intent that only immortals have. Do you dare to believe this? Laolu. For the next period of time, let the dog follow you. After all, you are practicing Huangquan sword intent, and when it comprehends Huangquan-like magical powers, you can discuss cultivation issues when you are free. At this time, Yi Feng also looked at Hong Laolu and said, when you first enter the Holy Land, you will be with a dog? Thinking that you may have to eat, practice, sleep and even discuss cultivation issues with a dog in the future, Hong Laolu is going crazy. I thought that the torture would end when I arrived at the Holy Land, but what Hong Laolu didn't expect was that this was just the beginning. Okay. Sixth brother, you can go back with the dog first. You can live in its doghouse, or you can build a residence next to it. After all, living closer will facilitate your future communication. After saying this, Yi Feng left the Star Soul Hall directly. After all, he still had to tell his master about bringing back a disciple from the Holy Land. Funny, funny. Really funny. Who am I, Hong Laolu? I am a 9th level peak warrior in the immortal god realm. Even if I am down and out, I will never live in a doghouse. Looking at Yi Feng leaving, Hong Laolu also followed Guzi and the blood-sucking mantis out of the hall and walked directly towards the luxurious doghouse. Chapter 357. Whether the sect is in chaos or not, Guzi has the final say. A moment later, when Hong Laolu looked up at the luxurious doghouse made of top-grade immortal crystals in front of him, he was stunned. Sword dog. Are you sure this is your doghouse, not the real Xinghuan Hall of our Xinghuan Peak? After recovering from his shock, Hong Laolu also pointed to the luxurious doghouse in front of him that was more than 10 meters high and asked the little yellow dog. Are you blind? Didn't you see the 4 characters Sword Dog Residence engraved on it? I asked Brother Mantis to engrave this on purpose, just in case others would misunderstand my doghouse as the Star Soul Palace. But you still asked. I'm really impressed by you, old 6. I'm going to rest. If you want to come in and live here, come in and live here. If you want to build a residence outside, that's fine. It's up to you. After saying that, the little yellow dog walked into the luxurious doghouse with the blood-sucking mantis. What should I do? I'm a 9th level peak powerhouse in the immortal god realm. It's okay for me to live with dogs, but how can I live in a doghouse? But its doghouse is too damn luxurious. I really want to live in it. Looking at the little yellow dog and the blood-sucking mantis leaving, Hong Old Six's face also showed a tangled look. No. This is my last dignity as a strong man, I must hold on. Thinking of this, Hong Laolu flew directly to the back mountain of Xinghuan Peak, and soon returned with some trees, and then began to build his own simple wooden house. As an immortal, what food and shelter are all external things. When building the wooden house, Hong Laolu was constantly comforting himself, and he didn't even dare to look at the luxurious doghouse again, for fear that his decision would be shaken again. Soon, a simple wooden house that could shelter from wind and rain appeared in front of Hong Laolu. Huh? Laolu, is this the place you built? It's too shabby, this broken wooden house is not even for dogs to live in. At this time, the blood-sucking mantis that came out of the luxurious doghouse looked at the 2-meter-high simple wooden house next to it, and said his thoughts without hesitation. Too shabby? Not even for dogs to live in? Seeing the blood-sucking mantis leaving after he finished speaking, Hong Laolu also retreated 20 meters, directly. When he saw the strong contrast between the luxurious doghouse and the simple wooden house, his mentality completely collapsed. Because in the strong contrast with the luxurious doghouse, his simple wooden house was just like a fucking doghouse. Bang! 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 As a loud smashing sound rang out, the little yellow dog also walked out of the luxurious doghouse with a curious look on his face. When it saw Hong Laolu frantically demolishing the house, it also asked with a puzzled look, Laolu, what are you doing? Brother dog. Just now I thought seriously, I feel that it is better to live with you. In that case, it will be convenient for us to discuss problems in cultivation, and I can also give you a lot of help in Huangquan sword meaning and Huangquan like magical powers. Seeing the little yellow dog coming out of the luxurious doghouse, Hong Laolu also hurriedly expressed his thoughts and his own value. After all, living under the dog's roof, making oneself have a certain value, so that one can live a little more comfortably. This Laolu is crazy. Everyone is just playing a show, he really takes it seriously? Originally, the little yellow dog did not object to Hong Laolu living in its doghouse, but the other party was ready to destroy its beautiful life of eating and sleeping, so it couldn't stand it. Lao Lu. Just now I discussed with Brother Meng, and I feel that there is a difference between us humans and monsters, and it may not be convenient for you to live in, so you can build a residence outside. After saying that, the little yellow dog went straight back to the luxurious doghouse, and even did not forget to close the dog door, as if he was afraid that Hong Laolu would follow in. What the hell is the difference between humans and monsters? Such a large luxurious doghouse, can I still affect you? Looking at the closed dog door, and then looking at the simple wooden house that he had just smashed, Hong Laolu was completely dumbfounded. He never thought that one day he would be disliked by a dog. A moment later, when Hong Laolu took back some trees and started to build a simple wooden house, he found that a figure suddenly appeared beside him. Laolu. You want to build a wooden house, I'll help you. Looking at Hong Laolu, who turned his head to look at him, Tu Meng also smiled and said, Brother Tu Meng, thank you. Looking at Tu Meng with a friendly face, Hong Laolu's old eyes also flashed with a touch of emotion. After all, this was the first time he felt the care from others after coming to the Holy Land. What are you thanking me for? In fact, I have just joined the Holy Land not long ago. We are all newcomers. It is right to help each other. Looking at Hong Laolu, who was full of gratitude, Tu Meng also smiled and said aloud, but secretly thought in his heart, this is Xinghuan Peak, not Xinghuan sect in the lower world. If newcomers want to gain a foothold here, they must experience the beatings of adults with small feet. In the days to come, I will help you gain a foothold here as soon as possible. Brother Tu Meng. What is the origin of this sword dog, and why is its residence so luxurious? While building the wooden house, Hong Laolu also asked Tu Meng with doubts. What's his origin? Let's put it this way, in Yishao's heart, the Holy Lord ranks first, and this sword dog ranks second. When I was in the lower realm, because the Holy Lord had no time to manage the sect, my master once told me this sentence, whether the sect is in chaos or not, it is up to Brother Dog to decide. Hearing Hong Laolu's question, Tu Meng also answered seriously. What? This sword? No, Brother Dog's status is so high? After hearing this, Hong Laolu also revealed a touch of shock. He really didn't expect that the identity of this little yellow dog was so terrifying. Brother Tu Meng. Fortunately you told me this news, otherwise, if I accidentally offended Brother Go one day, it would be really troublesome. At this time, Hong Laolu also expressed his gratitude to Tu Meng with gratitude. On the other side, in the temple. Master. My disciple went out for training today and brought back a disciple from the Holy Land who has reached the peak of the 9th level of the immortal God realm. After arriving at the temple, Yi Feng also spoke directly to Luo Qianxue. Oh. I see, is there anything else? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Luo Qianxue, who had completely given up, did not react much and asked directly. I brought back a 9th level peak powerhouse in the immortal God realm, and you only have one? Looking at Luo Qianxue's indifferent look, Yi Feng was really shocked. Although he already knew that Luo Qianxue had started to give up, he never thought that the other party would give up to such an extent. Chapter 358, Hurt the enemy 1000 and lose 800 of your own, all at risk. Master. Now that you have ascended to the upper realm, you don't have to be busy with cultivation all day. Do you have any plans for the development of the Holy Land? Seeing Luo Qianxue, who was completely in a mess, Yi Feng also asked. No plan. With a caring disciple like you here, why should I worry about the development of the Holy Land? Okay, if there is nothing else, I will go back to rest first. After saying that, Luo Qianxue left the temple directly and walked directly to her residence. It's over. Master, isn't this useless? I developed the Holy Land only as a side job when I was losing money, but someone must be responsible for the overall development. Looking at Luo Qianxue who was leaving, Yi Feng felt that the plan had to be carried out quickly. After all, the Xinghuan Holy Land is different from the Xinghuan sect. There are also 8 immortal peaks and tens of thousands of Holy Land disciples here, and someone must be responsible for them. On the other side, it feels so good to be in a bad situation. In the lower realm, I have been busy practicing for decades for revenge. Now I can finally relax. What about developing the Holy Land? What about practicing hard? I want to enjoy life like a sword dog. Luo Qianxue, who left the temple, also talked to herself with a relaxed look at this time. Xinghuan Peak, Elder Courtyard. System, Master is really useless. I feel that the plan to capture the big boss of the God Realm can start. Lying on the bed, Yi Feng also told the system his thoughts. Ding. Remind the host that the system thinks now is not the best time. It is best to wait until Luo Qianxue goes out to play before carrying out this plan. It will also be convenient to create opportunities at that time to prevent Luo Qianxue from becoming suspicious. After hearing the system's suggestion, Yi Feng also grinned and said, System, you are still thoughtful. I am still too anxious. Let the master play for a while. The next morning. Young Master Yi. Go out to practice again. At the entrance of the Holy Land, when Elder Jade Ghost saw Yi Feng coming from a distance, he also smiled and greeted him. Yes. I have to go out and spend money. If I don't spend money, I will feel uncomfortable all over. Hearing what Elder Jade Ghost said, Yi Feng also responded with a smile. A moment later, when Yi Feng walked into the maze formation, Elder Jade Ghost also showed a hint of expectation and murmured to himself, the first time I went out, I bought 3 Qingxian demon dragons and 30 shadow earth dragons. The second time I went out, I brought back a peak powerhouse of the 9th level of the immortal god realm. I really don't know what kind of surprise young master you will bring back this time. At this moment, Elder Jade Ghost suddenly saw a figure running towards him quickly in the distance. When he saw the other person's face clearly, he asked curiously, Tu Meng, why are you here? Elder Jade Ghost, has young master Yi left? Tu Meng hurriedly asked when he came to Elder Jade Ghost. He left, and has left the maze array. After checking the situation of the maze array, Elder Jade Ghost also looked at Tu Meng with curiosity and answered. What's going on? Why do I always feel that Tu Meng is doing something behind young Master Ye's back? Seeing that Tu Meng turned around and left after knowing the situation, Elder Yugue frowned and muttered to himself. Xinghuan Peak. Brother Tu Meng, why did you bring me here so early in the morning? Looking at the dazzling golden magical hut in front of him, Hong Laolu looked at Tu Meng with a puzzled look and asked. Old 6, I looked for it last night. It's just above the toilet in the women's restroom. The magical power contained in the Tongtian tablet is the Yellow Spring Road you practiced. While young Master Yi is out for training, you should hurry in and experience it. Hearing Hong Laolu's question, Tu Meng also directly stated the real purpose of bringing him here. What? While Master Yi was out, he secretly went in to comprehend the magical power? Hearing this, a trace of fear instantly flashed in Hong Laolu's eyes. He remembered that Yi Feng had said that if he dared to secretly comprehend the magical power in the magical power hut, then the 3 perverts would come to him to compete. Thinking of this, Hong Laolu quickly waved his hands and said, No, brother Tu Meng, if Master Yi finds out, I will die. At this point, Hong Laolu also quickly recounted his experience in the immortal Dao field. One-armed swordsman, little girl eating lollipop, indifferent man in black. You were tortured by the 3 of them together? Hearing what Hong Laolu said, Tu Meng was also shocked. He didn't expect that Hong Laolu had such a miserable experience. What should I do? If I pit Laolu, the 3 adults will come out. At that time, they might also deal with me. That would be a loss of 800 for 1,000 enemies. Thinking of this, Tu Meng also backed off. Hong Lalio's situation was really too special. What are you afraid of? I'm here. Just go in and comprehend. If those 3 guys dare to come out and attack you, I'll help you block them. At this moment, Yi Xiaojiao appeared in front of the 2 of them, and even patted his chest to assure them. You, Lao Shi, can stop those 3 guys? Hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, Tu Meng was shocked, and soon, he had an extremely terrible guess in his mind. Master Xiaojiao, I know you are also one of young Master Ye's protectors. Can you really stop those 3 people? After hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, Hong Laolu asked with some concern. Ha ha ha. There are 10 of us, and I am ranked first. Do you think I can stop them? After hearing Hong Lalio's question, Yi Xiaojiao also laughed and said his ranking, but he didn't say the last 2 words. Hey! This time I'm really screwed. For fun, Master Xiaojiao is willing to sacrifice himself. He is really risking his life. Seeing Yi Xiaojiao's determined look, Tu Meng took a deep breath and walked directly into the men's restroom. At this time, he needs to set an example, otherwise Hong Laolu will definitely not dare to comprehend it. Boom! As a breath of enlightenment permeated from the magical hut, Hong Laolu was also shocked. He did not expect that Tu Meng would dare to comprehend the magical power in it. Lao Lu. Go ahead and comprehend the magical power boldly. No matter what happens, Tu Meng and I will stand in front of you. At this time, Yi Xiaojiao also looked at Hong Laolu and said loudly. Master Bound Foot. I didn't expect that you and brother Tu Meng would think so highly of me, Lao Lu. Don't worry, if you have any problems in the future, I, Lao Lu, will definitely be the first to rush up. After saying that, Hong Laolu also walked towards the women's restroom with excitement, and secretly said in his heart, it is really my Hong Laolu's fortune to meet brother Tu Meng and Master Bound Foot. Chapter 359 A Pit in a Pit, this is the highest realm of pitting people. Lao Lu. In order to let you integrate into the big family as soon as possible, do you know how much Tu Meng and I have to pay? Looking at Hong Laolu who walked into the Shintong hut, Yi Xiaojiao also took out a clean white cloth and began to wipe the wooden sign with the 8 characters if you squat in the toilet, please do not feel it, after all, Hong Laolu will soon hold it. A moment later. Master Xiaojiao, I just realized it, why did you call me out? Hong Laolu, who came out of the Shintong hut, looked at Yi Xiaojiao with a puzzled look and asked. Because they are coming. At this time, Tu Meng, who also came out of the Shintong hut, answered for Yi Xiaojiao. Oh. Hearing this, Hong Laolu was not nervous, but showed a hint of expectation, and thought in his heart, come on, let those 3 bastards come quickly, this time I have a backer, I want to see if they dare to touch me again. At this time, with the appearance of a space crack, Yi Xiaojian, Yi Xiaotang and Yi Xiaohe also walked out from it, and everyone's face also showed a hint of excitement. You are finally here. Although I have realized the magic in the Shintong hut, do you 3 dare to touch me? Looking at the 3 people who came out, Hong Laolu also shouted with full confidence. Hearing Hong Lalio's arrogant words, not only Yi Xiaojian, Yi Xiaotang and Yi Xiaohe were shocked, but also Yi Xiaojiao and Tu Meng, who were squatting in a row with their hands on their heads, were shocked. Hong Laolu. Who gave you the courage to speak to us like this? After recovering from his shock, Yi Xiaohe also looked at Hong Laolu with a playful look and asked. Who gave me the courage? Are you blind? Didn't you see the bound-footed man standing next to me? As he spoke, Hong Laolu also looked aside with a smug look on his face. Why are Tu Meng and bound-footed man squatting in a row with their hands on their heads? When Hong Laolu saw the situation of the 2 at this time, he was completely dumbfounded. This was different from what he imagined. 3rd brother, 4th sister, 6th brother, give your brother a face. Can you be gentle when you attack later? At this time, Yi Xiaojiao ignored the confused Hong Laolu, but directly discussed with the three people. Wait. Bound-footed man, what did you just call them? Didn't you say that you were the first among the 10 people? Hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, Hong Laolu panicked instantly, and then hurriedly asked Yi Xiaojiao. That's right. I am indeed ranked first, but last, but that is still first, I didn't lie to you. Hearing Hong Laolu's question, Yi Xiaojiao naturally explained. You are ranked last? You still call me not lying? Hearing this, Hong Laolu was about to go crazy, and what made him even more upset was that he didn't know how to refute for a while. After taking a deep breath, Hong Laolu looked at Yi Xiaojiao and asked again, Master Xiaojiao, you said you could stop them, and you also said you would stand in front of us no matter what happens. You must have lied to me, right? Laolu, don't talk nonsense. At that time I said, I'm ranked first, do you think I can stop them? I never said I could stop them, that's all you think. Besides, I'm standing in front of you now, even if I get beaten, I'll be the first to get beaten. Hearing what Hong Laolu said, Yi Xiaojiao explained again, and the explanation was well reasoned, so that Hong Laolu couldn't find any fault with it. Fuck. You two are crazy. In order to trick me, you even don't hesitate to get yourself involved, are you still human? Hong Laolu, who understood everything, was really going crazy at this time, and then with a look of fear, he squatted directly beside Tu Meng with his hands on his head. Fuck. You three bastards are killing me. We are all brothers. Can you give me some face? Soon, Yi Xiaojiao's angry curses rang out from the sky. Looking at Yi Xiaojiao being beaten by 3 people in the air, Hong Laolu also looked at Tu Meng and asked, Brother Tu Meng, you can be so cruel to yourself in order to trick me. Is it worth it? It's worth it. Laolu, you don't understand the joy of tricking people at all. Although Master Xiaojiao and I suffered a beating in vain, we enjoyed the process of cheating people. Hearing what Hong Laolu said, Tu Meng also smiled and expressed his thoughts. Hearing this, Hong Laolu was stunned. Because he suddenly thought of the cute little ones he had cheated in the past. Isn't it the joy of cheating people that he enjoyed? If you often walk by the river, you will get your shoes wet. I didn't expect that I would become a little cute in the eyes of others after cheating people for thousands of years. Thinking of this, Hong Laolu suddenly laughed, and his heart was even more excited. Finally found the organization, aren't they the like-minded partners I have been looking for? What's the situation with this Laolu? He was cheated by us like this, but he is still laughing? Looking at Hong Laolu, who suddenly laughed, Tu Meng was stunned. In his opinion, the other party should be very angry now. Old 6. Stop laughing, you'll cry soon. Do you think it's just a simple matter of being beaten up by these 3 adults? I tell you, Master Xiaojiao is the guardian of the magical hut. If you secretly comprehend the magical power in it, Master Xiaojiao will punish you severely later. Seeing that Hong Old 6 had no sense of crisis, Tu Meng couldn't help but remind him. What? You tricked me into going to the magic hut to comprehend the magic, but now I'm going to comprehend the magic privately. This is a trap within a trap. Hearing Tu Meng's words, Hong Laolu also exclaimed excitedly, and then continued, this is the highest realm of deceiving people. I learned it, I really learned it. What the hell did you learn? What the hell did you learn? This is a trap within a trap. It's okay if you're not angry, but why are you excited? Seeing Hong Laolu's excited look, Tu Meng was completely dumbfounded, because the other party's current situation made him feel no joy in deceiving people. Brother Tu Meng. If there are any more traps in the future, just come to me, I will definitely work hard to learn the essence of it. At this time, Hong Laolu also revealed a look of humility and asked for advice and spoke to Tu Meng again. Chapter 360 If you want to steal, you must steal thoroughly. What's going on? Is this Lao Lu that Master Yi brought back a psychopath? He has been cheated so badly, but instead of being angry, he is actually asking for help. Looking at Lao Lu Hong, who was humbly asking for advice, Tu Meng was really shocked. The process was the same, but why was the result so wrong? The other side. Why are my eyelids always twitching? Will those guys bully Lao Lu while I'm away? After leaving the Holy Land, Yi Feng also started to worry about Hong Lao Lu. In his opinion, Yi Xiaojiao was doing things steadily, and there must be nothing wrong. Tu Mei was just a fighting madman, so there must be nothing wrong. What worried him the most was Go Zi, and the blood-sucking mantis that had completely become Go Zi's follower. Forget it, I won't think about it anymore. Let's check today's prodigal product first. No longer thinking about Hong Lao's situation, Yi Feng also directly checked today's prodigal product. Today's prodigal product, 10th grade 9th level theft fairy scroll * 10,000 10th grade 9th level theft fairy scroll. Every time a theft fairy scroll is used, an item can be randomly stolen from the target. If the target has the cultivation of the 9th peak of the immortal calamity realm, the success rate of theft is only 50%. If it is lower than the 9th peak of the immortal calamity realm, the theft probability is 100%. A 10th grade, 9th level immortal scroll, this should be the top immortal scroll in the upper realm. However, it would be most comfortable to use it on a peak 9th level powerhouse in the immortal tribulation realm with only a 50% chance of success, but there is no such powerhouse in this small donjo. After learning about the situation of the waste product today, Yi Feng also lowered his head and pondered. He had to think carefully about how to lose these 10,000 stolen immortal scrolls. A moment later. Fuck. Why did I come to Yuanling City again? Let alone leaving this small donjo, I can't even leave the control area of Xinghuan Holy Land now. When Yi Feng found himself in Yuanling City again in a daze, he was going crazy. Ding. The host can consume the prodigal points to open the special fairy jar, so as to designate the space portal. Ding. Remind the host that there are two types of unique space portals in the upper world's Tiandao battlefield, one is random teleportation, and the other is designated teleportation. The designated teleportation is the same as the lower world space portal. Just when Yi Feng was depressed, the system's prompt sound suddenly rang from his mind. Yes. Why did I forget the space portal? With the space portal, you can go wherever you want. Hearing the system's reminder, Yi Feng said directly, System, I now have more than 10 million prodigal points, keep opening special fairy jars for me until 10,000 random space portals and 10,000 designated space portals are opened. Ding. A total of 1.32 million prodigal points have been consumed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 10,000 random space portals and 10,000 designated space portals. As the system's prompt sounded, Yi Feng also quickly dripped blood to activate a random space portal. Chaos Wilderness. What is this place? Looking at the strange environment and the 5 corpses not far away, Yi Feng felt that something was wrong with this place. The 9th peak of the earthly immortal realm? How dare you set foot in the chaos wasteland with such strength? Just then, a voice full of jokes suddenly sounded from behind Yi Feng. Brother! You said this is the chaos wasteland? Turning around, when Yi Feng saw a middle-aged man holding a bloody long sword, he asked with surprise, after all, when he first came to the upper realm, he learned some information about the upper realm from the system, including the chaotic wasteland. It can be said that this is a chaotic place without order, full of killing everywhere. Even, killing does not need a reason at all. Yes, this is the chaotic wasteland. So, how are you ready to die? Before the middle-aged man finished speaking, Yi Feng suddenly interrupted and said, Brother, it seems that you are very familiar with this place. Why don't you take me around and I'll give you money? Relying on the good man law he carries with him, even if this is the chaotic wasteland, Yifeng feels that this middle-aged man who has just killed someone is definitely a good man when he comes to him. Take you around? And give me money? If I kill you, won't your money be mine directly? Hearing Yifeng's words, the middle-aged man also sneered, and didn't even say a word of nonsense, and rushed towards Yifeng directly, ready to solve the battle with a sword. This guy actually wants to kill me. The law of good people is invalid? Looking at the middle-aged man rushing towards him, Yifeng showed a touch of excitement. It was really too difficult for him to meet a villain. Buzz. Just when Gu Qingyan's long sword was about to pierce Yifeng's chest, a blood-red thin sword that shook the space suddenly appeared from the void and was the first to be placed on Gu Qingyan's neck. Fear, seeing the one-armed swordsman holding a blood-red rapier walking out of the torn space, Gu Qingyan was completely frightened, and his eyes were filled with endless fear. Being able to tear the space, that was something that only the peak of the 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm could do. And he never dreamed that he would kick such a hard iron plate this time. My lord. Kill him directly? Yi Xiaojian also looked at Yifeng and asked. No. Don't kill me. I am the younger brother of Gu Fengshan, the lord of Tiangue City. If you dare to kill me, my elder brother will never let you go. Hearing Yi Xiaojian's words, Gu Qingyan also hurriedly told his identity, fearing that if he said it a step slower, he would die miserably under this sword. Oh. What is your elder brother's strength? Yifeng also asked with curiosity at this time. The peak of the 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm. Looking at the entire chaotic wasteland, there are no more than 3 people who can beat my elder brother. Hearing Yifeng's question, Gu Qingyan also hurriedly answered. The peak of the 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm? Is this someone sending a pillow, just because I'm sleepy? How did this kid know that I wanted to find a peak 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm strongman to try to steal the immortal scroll? After knowing this situation, Yifeng felt that today's prodigal product finally had a place to use. Wait. At this moment, Yifeng suddenly thought of something. Facing a person who had no ability to resist, wouldn't it be very appropriate to use the theft immortal scroll on the other party? What's the situation? What is this guy going to do to me with a bunch of immortal scrolls? Seeing Yifeng suddenly take out a bunch of immortal scrolls, Gu Qingyan panicked, because he didn't know what those immortal scrolls were. As Yifeng used the first theft immortal scroll, a fairy ring appeared directly in his hand. Theft immortal scroll? This person actually used the theft immortal scroll on me? Finding that one of his immortal rings was missing, and looking at the familiar immortal ring in Yifeng's hand, Gu Qingyan was completely dumbfounded. You can take it directly from me, but you have to use the theft immortal scroll? After a moment. Devil. He is simply a devil. When stealing, he doesn't even leave a pair of pants. At this time, Gu Qingyan, who was curled up on the ground, was almost crazy. Let's go, take me to see your big brother. I hope your big brother has more things on him, otherwise, your big brother's clothes may not be saved. Looking at Gu Qingyan, curled up on the ground, Yifeng also urged him directly.